What is going on, everybody? What is going on? Welcome to this week's episode 161 of the STS Guys. I am Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey, it's Nate.
And I'm Scott.
And we are the STS Guys, a weekly podcast where we sit around, shoot the shit, and talk about anything geeky, nerdy, and cool. What is going on this week, guys?
It's been a week.
It's been a week.
Welcome back, Nate.
Right off the bat.
For that.
Yeah, I missed you guys last week.
Hey, we miss you too, buddy. I said you and all your bearded glory.
You guys had a great show all on your own.
We tried.
I'm sad that I didn't get to talk about Wonder Woman, but you guys pretty much said everything I wanted to say.
Nate,
I agree wholeheartedly.
Nate, we will take all the misogyny so that you didn't have to.
Absolutely.
It was terrible.
Well, and you said you could tell it was really bad coming from, I said, DC super fan like you are, Nate. Like,
oh man, first day after I watched it, I was like, I found this meme that was just hilarious, and it said everybody after they subscribed to HBO Max to watch Wonder Woman 84, and it was like, I renounce my wish.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
well,
That's pretty much exactly how I felt.
Yeah. I travel.
Can we acknowledge though that HBO at least tried something good with their execution of dropping it in HBO was a good idea? Because I don't think we really talked about that last week about how much we appreciate that aspect of it.
Slightly.
Like, makes me excited for the
I would have
next
been pissed
movie.
if I would have spent money on that.
Yeah, which
True.
just got moved. It got moved back to March. Is Kong versus Godzilla? I think is coming back to March, and that's going to be dropped on HBO Max.
I'm excited for that movie, but Kong has to get some kind of serious power upgrade to fight against Godzilla.
So I mean, apparently he's supposed to be bigger than he was on Kong Skull Island because he was still juvenile, right? So now he's like full on adult, so he's going to be as big as Godzilla.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense because that movie was back in the past, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to get a bigger Kong. However, Godzilla can fucking shoot the radiation rays out of his mouth. Like,
he can go like thermonuclear for real.
Yeah, like, or the last one where he amped himself up and started like melting the city around him. Like,
yeah, like, dude,
and I do have to.
I don't know how you're going to fight against that.
And I have to comment on the fact that sound effect that they used. Chef's kiss.
So
for
great.
the charge up with the spines like starting at his tail, like showing the rate of charge.
The best thing about Godzilla, King of Monsters, the monster fights. You have to suffer through a lot of talking in between that. Yeah. But when you get to the monster fights, they're amazing.
However, I'm gonna try to find the GIF of it and I'll put it up on the screen. So give me a second. There is if they need to do the callback to the scene where Godzilla is getting the tree shoved down his throat by King Kong. I don't know if you guys.
That one's nasty.
On a side note, right? Like I did watch a different movie. I said actually yesterday. So I wanted to. I said you know I watched WandaVision, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But I wanted to watch like I said a movie, right? Like I said something I hadn't seen before, but like a new movie. So I finally broke down. I did one of those like Prime Video cinema movies. I did that one with Gerard Butler. Like I said, it's the end of the world called Greenland.
Oh yeah, I remember we wanted to see that. We talked about it.
Fucking fantastic! It was great.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm going to throw this up on the screen here just so you guys can see. This is what I want. I want King Kong to shove a tree down Godzilla's throat.
Okay.
I think it might happen.
Yeah, it could happen. Why not?
Like, they need the callback to the old Japanese. Yeah, when it was like, oh. Yeah, like, I forgot that thing was coming out, so I will have to go see that or watch it.
I'm excited for all the free stuff we're going to get on Max, you know.
Me too. And Space Jam 2.
Space Jam 2 and Matrix 4 and
Dune. Okay.
Dune, yes.
Dune is questionable, though. Dune is now still on the fence. We might not get Dune on HBO Max release. There's
Snyder Cut. Snyder.
Snyder cut.
Yeah, I still want to see that.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
And they've been dropping some great animated stuff. I watched Superman Red Sun last night, which is a great comic. For anybody that hasn't read it, you should go check out the animated movie on HBO Max. And they also dropped the Batman the Animated Series, all episodes.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know if you noticed this, Larry, but it's something that we're going to have to do for Totally Rad. The most batshit. Okay, Jeremy, this is going to be a question for you because I made my wife watch this because she literally challenged me. She said, go ahead and put it on whatever stupid movie that you would be watching. Go ahead and put that on the screen. So I went on to HBO Max and I picked out something from 1988. If you remember, what is one of the most batshit, insane, ridiculous movies? It is a sequel. I'll give you a hint that you can think of. Does anybody know what I watched?
From 1988.
From 1988. It is a sequel to a horror movie that was set at Christmas. I'll try to give you this one. There's not too many.
Gremlins 2.
Gremlins 2, baby.
Oh,
Most. Yes. My wife is like, it cannot be that ridiculous.
It's so great.
I'm like, he's got the brainy one. It's got the electric one. The spider one. The spider.
Have yourself a powerful day.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Gremlins 2.
Oh, you are missing out. You are really missing out because the Gremlins are so much more creative, and they're actually it's actually a lot funnier.
It's not. It goes from funny to just like
ridiculous,
fever dream, like batshit insane. Like is the best way I can put it. It's like somebody was like watch Gremlins and then like had a fever dream and wrote down everything that they thought, and they're like, "Here's what I thought," and they're like, "Cool, sequel, done."
It's the writer of Gremlins. He looked to his left, looked to his right. Hey, there's a big pile of crack right there. Let me sniff all that and write its movie script sequel.
Let's do a sequel.
Dude, I'm a huge fan of Gremlins 2.
I actually like it better than the first one.
Yeah, because the first one's just too serious.
The first one had some funny parts, but it had more serious. There was no attempt to be serious whatsoever in Gremlins 2.
It's all about being ridiculous. That's the best part about it.
You have Gizmo emulating Rambo at a certain point.
I'm putting all my money into canned food and shotguns.
Right.
He's in like doing the stock market, you know?
Yeah.
It's so great.
He's like, I still like what he's doing the talk show. He's talking about like, oh, we just want to be civilized and accepted. And he shoots this friend. He's like, no, was that civilized? No, but it was fun. Like,
or like just like the epic deaths too. Like so the one like where like he goes into the paper shredder.
Yeah, throws him in the paper. Dude,
there's a lot of great deaths in that. Dude, the one where the elevator slams to the bottom and they all come through the elevator.
Yeah. Or you got the witch when they're melting at the end, and one of them's the witch doing the what a world, I'm melting. So yeah, Larry, we're watching this. We're watching this.
There's actually a rape that happens between a female gremlin and a male.
Not
person.
technically, because at the end he just goes with it, right? He's
That's
like,
true.
No.
He's like, all right.
So
I'm getting it from somewhere.
Yes, and man says Greta was the best gremlin out there. Yeah, the one girl one.
A shout out to the chat. We haven't shout out to the chat, by the way.
Oh yeah.
We got Manny, we got Ed, we got M Newland 77, we've got Baby Light.
We got Mike from Talking Pops. What's up,
Mike from Talking Pops?
I know I saw the middle Newland there too, so shout out to John. Wait, just a shout out to the Toy Rewind.
Manny brings up Larry. There is a Hulk Hogan fourth wall break in Gremlins 2.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yes.
I'm going to Google that.
There is.
All right, yeah.
Sure, there's rats in the toppings.
We're watching this.
We'll have to watch this.
You need to watch it for sure. Awesome.
Yeah.
So I watch some. I've actually been watching more Apple TV Plus. I started checking it out.
Oh, really? Cool. What did you watch? I know there's a lot of stuff on there, but I feel like it doesn't get a lot of like publicity. Nobody talks about it.
Yeah, there's some movies on there, and then there's some shows. I watched this show called The Morning Show, which is it's got some big name actors: Renee Zellweger. It's got Jennifer Aniston. It's got Steve Carell.
By Renee Zellweger, you mean Reese Witherspoon?
Reese Witherspoon. Whoops.
Not Reese with. So is Renee Zellweger Reese without her spoon?
Yes. I always do that too.
Well done.
But the morning show is actually really good. It's a good show. I recommend it. And then we watched that movie Greyhound, which is the Tom Hanks submarine captain or battleship captain movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is
right.
pretty good. Actually, not bad at all. And then we started watching The Servant, which is a new M. Night Shyamalan show on there.
So
and it's
what's
pretty
the
creepy.
twist? What's the twist?
I don't know yet, but it's pretty creepy.
Are they in the village where they're really in modern day?
This one's really weird because I don't want to give away too much, but it's about like this mom that loses her kid, and so they replace it with this fake baby toy, but everybody treats it like it's real, and then it starts becoming real.
That sounds
It's really strange. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and there's also that new Tom Holland movie, Cherry.
Yes, I really want to see that.
That's
that
on there
comes
too?
out, I think that comes out in March. But yeah, I mean, Apple Plus TV. I did the 7-day free trial. It's pretty great so far. So, I've been just cranking through all my content. So I'm trying to find new content. But yeah, it was good. I recommend it.
When you run out of TV shows to watch, you should listen to podcasts like Geek Together.
Yes, Geek Together raid.
Yay!
Thanks for
Shout
raiding.
Out to Geek Together for the raid on Twitch. If you didn't know, Geek Together records their podcast live on Twitch an hour before us every Saturday night at 7 p.m. Pacific. So let's do another shout out to the chat, shall we? So shout out to Jessica, Manny, Funko Lover 30. What's up, Mindy? Dork Knight, Dave. Drew's here. Steph, Nerdy Curious. What's up, Rachel? Jay and Coke. And of course, Geek Together. And another shout out to the Newlands. John's in there. He said he really enjoyed the morning show on Apple Plus TV too. I watched it a while ago. It was a different kind of show, but I did really enjoy it. So yeah, if you're looking for something to watch, morning show is definitely like a deeper cut because nobody really goes to Apple, but it's a really good show. Oh, Gary's here too. Shout out to Gary. Tanner, what's up, Tanner?
What up, everybody?
Chevy the Superstar, who I do not know who that is, but welcome to the stream.
Welcome.
I've got and Ed. We'll say it too. Ed says that Matt Cardona, also known as Zack Ryder, debuted on Impact Wrestling today. I did not know that, so thank you, Ed. I will check that out.
Larry's just trying to get those bingo squares.
I feel like Ed was trying to get me to say it to get a bingo square. But yes. Oh, if you'd like to play STS Guys Bingo, you can go to podcastbingo.com/STS Guys, and you can play along, get your own bingo card. And shout out to Andrew from the Toy Rewind podcast for making that bingo card for us.
Here, I'll get freebie. It's not as good as the pop.
No, it isn't. You're like,
No,
it's a twisty.
It's a twisty one, but you can see it on the screen.
By the way, everyone, we've already done It's Been a Week, so you can give yourself that bingo square if you pull it up. Okay?
Yes.
Oh, and guess what? Texas.
Yeehaw! Good.
God damn it. All right.
There
All right,
we
let's
go.
move on. Does anybody have any actual news? Because I feel like we've just been
I got
spouting
two.
nonsense again.
I have two quick things. He's already been mentioned on this podcast once tonight, but I went to Target.
You got
and
Zack Ryder.
I found this NWO Ultimate Elite Hulk Hogan wrestling figure, which is very, very sweet.
Okay,
He
so
comes with what if you all wait.
Bring that back. What is that thing on the right?
The boa?
Oh, it's the boa. Okay.
I was wondering what that was too.
I was like, is that one of those like the silver dryer vents, that connects your dryer to the wall?
that would be weird, Scott.
I gotta say, that's one of the best things about like wrestling figures or the wrestling sets. They come with so many accessories.
Oh, now here's the question, Nate. Are they 112 that you can just go buy a wrestling figure to get those?
They are. They would fit with they fit with Marvel Legends or anything else.
So this is an Ultimate Elite. So it comes up. Right, it's not just a regular Mattel Elite.
Extra heads.
It comes with extra heads, right? So, and more accessories. So he's got two heads, sunglasses, that boa, a T-shirt that you can that has Velcro in the front, so you can like rip it off Hulk Hogan style, an NWO belt, and an extra pair of hands. So I'm going to open this up at some point. I just haven't done it yet. I got that.
I
Good
don't
grab.
like Hulk Hogan not in the like flashy yellow and orange. I'm just gonna say right now.
I will say
They're
that's my original Hulk Hogan.
That's classic. That's classic.
It is.
It's
But
classic
NWO is right there. Like they're both so cool, so different. I appreciate both. I have a red and yellow Hulk too. So, Ed doesn't have a target. That's a shame. So
that's not the joke we were laughing about.
Oh, I'm not even. Wait. Oh.
Ed made a blowjob joke in the chat, everybody. Yeah. So it was quite good. It was quite good. I'm going to throw it up on the
Bravo,
screen.
Ed. Bravo.
Well done, Ed. I'm talking and trying to read the chat. It doesn't work good sometimes. So I got something else. This one's even more exciting. I got a new black T-shirt.
Oh,
and it is not this awesome hot smack hot sauce T-shirt that I'm wearing for the first time today. It is this black.
Oh, cool.
STS Guys. Screen printed T-shirt.
Rocking STS Guys.
That you all get one of too because
yes,
I made us T-shirts.
What?
Yeah. So shout out to the Stupid Rad Merch Company for hooking us up with some STS Guys screen printed black and white T-shirts.
That's really cool.
I'm pretty stoked.
And in Larry's tradition, he does the classic Larry. Just once the item's done, throw it. Fucking yeet that thing.
Chuck
gone. That's gone.
This really expensive pop is cool.
Yeah,
fucking gone. Like,
bye.
Get the fuck out of here.
Wait, let me open it up first.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll get T-shirts to you guys. I have a few extras that I'm not sure what we're going to do with. So if you're interested in one and you wear size small to size extra large, I might have a T-shirt that we can figure something out for.
Yeah. Sweet. Maybe we'll figure out like a giveaway or something.
That would be cool.
So,
yeah. That would be cool.
That would be awesome.
It's a very nice T-shirt. I've wanted like an official, like nice T-shirt for a while. So I'm stoked to finally have one. What else do you guys got?
I just need to. I'm just loving being able to talk with people because I've been stuck inside for the last week. So
true.
Yeah,
I get it.
Living that COVID life.
Yeah,
I bought a rowing machine.
Ooh,
wow!
You're gonna go on a boat?
Well, no, it's just like I didn't want a treadmill, and so I wanted another different piece of exercise equipment. So I'm like, you know what? I bought a rowing machine.
Nice.
You didn't want to go the trendy route and go with a Peloton?
Oh,
no.
Announce
to everybody that you're a douche?
No. So hold your judgment for a second.
Uh-oh.
Is it a Peloton rowing machine?
It's basically the equivalent of a Peloton rowing machine.
It's just it's the Peloton of rowing machines.
Yeah, it's the Peloton of rowing machines. Like I said, it's from this company called Apparel, and so basically it has a screen that you can actually virtually go on boat rides, and you can
go down the Amazon and
oh wow, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so you can actually race other people.
Wait, Nate, can I comment that Nate is rowing by doing the actual like canoe mentioned?
Oh man, you gotta go like with
it's
program.
2 arms, right?
Yeah, 2 arms.
Yeah, it's a rowing machine.
I'm going extra hard mode, all right?
Yeah, like you're going break the machine mode. Jesus. It's not a canoe where you have like an actual stick that you're gonna row.
I'm all about being realistic, okay? Oh, Josh is here. What's up, Prime to the First?
What's up, Josh? That reminds me, we're recording this on Saturday. Nate, aren't you doing an Instagram live tomorrow?
I am. Thank you for mentioning that, Larry. My buddy at Toys for Life 88, his name is Niels. He does amazing toy photography.
Just so everyone sees, Nate, here's how you... Oh, that guy's doing squats for some reason. That's how you use a rowing machine. You don't fucking row like a canoe.
I'm only going to buy one that lets me do it like this, okay? So you can just put it to bed, Scott.
So an actual canoe.
Yes.
All right, we want to hear about Nate's Instagram live.
You know what? I think there's a bingo square for Scott killing a segue there.
That wasn't me. Jeremy's the one that pulled up the site. I just put it on screen.
But you were impatient and you couldn't wait. It's all
right. So anyways, I'm doing a live tomorrow with my buddy at Toys for Life 88 on Instagram. His name is Niels. He does amazing toy photography. We're always talking in DMs, and part of that is you show somebody a shot. You're like, "What do you think about this?" They give you feedback. So we're just going to do it live and kind of like just talk toys and toy photography. So check us out tomorrow. We're doing it 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern. So
you're talking. You're going to be the shoot the shot guys.
Shoot the shot.
Oh. Dang.
I need to give you the login info for this just so you can come on and actually just throw it up on here.
Oh, and shout out to Prime to the First. He was on live with Toying Around. They have a YouTube channel as well. They usually have people on. They do unboxings. They talk toys. So Josh was on there. He got to unbox some new toys that he got in, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun to see those two guys kind of interacting. So go check out Toying Around on YouTube. He's a really cool channel too.
Very cool.
Oh, wait, what happened to the STS Guys song? Oh, we did not do the rap.
Okay, so full disclosure, I talked about it last week, but Manny, you're...
Oh, that's right.
Full disclosure here. So maybe paying a guy $5 from Romania wasn't the best idea, even though it was a great rap, because he did use copyrighted music.
Uh-oh.
So we've been getting flagged for copyright stuff. Like, I don't think it's really a problem because I don't think we're gonna monetize anything. So no. I think we can continue to go. But there's some question about some of our audio platforms.
We don't want to get kicked off Spotify.
Yeah, right. So
that's the big thing.
So as much as we love the rap, we're gonna have to leave that like YouTube only for a little bit.
Cool.
Makes me laugh.
So, watch any interesting TV shows on Friday morning?
Maybe.
Oh, what would you be talking about? I don't know. There hasn't been a whole lot new.
There's been one thing. We got the return of the MCU, baby.
How excited were you when you started watching WandaVision and they did that the Marvel Studios scroll thing? Like the music played, they surprised all the characters. Like I was so happy. I'm like,
I got the chills, man. I got the chills.
Yeah, I'm like, finally.
And then the show started.
Yeah.
Manning says MCU spoilers. Actually, there's not really any MCU spoilers, so we're just going to kind of talk about our thoughts on WandaVision.
Well, there's a couple of things. Like I'll ask a couple. We don't know the answers to anything, so
that's true. It could be a spoiler.
We're gonna be like, oh, those person showed up. Like no one.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched, the first two episodes, nothing major. But if you haven't watched the first two episodes of WandaVision, you might want to pause and come back. Yeah, because we're going to talk about the two episodes.
They have said that the show will be loosely involved in the expansion of the new Doctor Strange movie, the Multiverse of Madness. So maybe something we've seen up to this point. It doesn't seem there's been anything like really spoilery that I've seen.
Like I said, it's not spoilerly unless you know the comics.
There's little Easter eggs that have been dropped throughout.
And there's a ton of Easter eggs, and we'll go through a couple different ones. So we'll do some speculation because I'm hoping they don't go full on directly with the comics, but they might go that direction. But like, there's a few things. So let's just go through. Start with episode 1. Now this is the first one. I'm trying to figure out what like sitcom they were spoofing for episode 1, and I still haven't quite figured it out.
The Dick Van Dyke Show.
Dick Van Dyke. Okay.
Yeah. Or maybe Bewitched.
No. Because season 2 was Bewitched 100%.
Yeah. It's got to Bewitched. It's got a Bewitched feel because she does like magic stuff.
Yeah.
But each
the intro in the second episode
was Bewitched, right? So it's a different intro everything, and it kind of, if you guys notice too. The first episode was a one-story house. The second episode, it's a different house.
Well, Kevin Feige said each episode basically jumps 10 years to a different show,
a different genre.
So it goes from like I said the 50s with the Dick Van Dyke Show to the 60s. I said Bewitched, and then 70s is going to be like Brady Bunch and then like Growing Pains, I think. So Brady Bunch and then something else, and then Growing Pains for the 80s and something else.
Yeah. So
how do we want to start this?
So let's go into let's just start with general pluses and minuses, I guess is the best way. Let's just kind of go that direction. and then we can kind of go into some specifics. Like, what did you guys really think about it? Because I'll tell you, I don't know why these were 2 episodes, other than the fact that they wanted a Dick Van Dyke and Bewitched intro. Like, I don't know why these were 2 episodes. The first one was 20 minutes long because there's 10 minutes of fucking credits.
Oh, that was the one thing that drove me nuts about the first episode, is that the credits were almost longer than the
Yeah.
I thought there was a hidden, extra credit scene or something.
I thought so too. I
didn't think it was done.
I hit pause
yeah.
when the credits went through, and I was like, "There's still 8 minutes left. I'm gonna fast forward this," and I fast forward to the end. I was like, "There was nothing."
Yeah, it was just
I
all
thought it
like
was-
these credits for different languages and
Yeah, because I need to know who the producer was in Chinese. I thought it was like the WandaVision credits or something, right? Like the TV show within the TV show, and then they're going to come back and reveal something huge. But no, it was just credits in Turkish. But
Well, it seems to be the case now that we've had 2 shows, Mandalorian and WandaVision. They're going to be 30 minutes, it seems.
Yeah,
And not the 60 minutes like some
I
other
mean, they can be
networks.
longer if they need it to be longer, but right, because they can do whatever they want. But it's closer to 30 than an hour for sure.
I
Which
almost
feels more
prefer an hour.
bite-sized.
I would prefer an hour.
I would prefer hour too, because I feel like I'm getting more bang
Yeah.
for my buck. The 30 minutes just goes like
Think back to
Scott said,
Punisher.
that first episode was so quick.
Think back to Punisher, right? Think back if you go back to Punisher, like those were 1 hour ish, right?
45 minutes, like
45 minutes to an hour ish episodes. Felt like you got so much more out of them than these little 20-minute snippets.
Yeah.
Where and really in episode 1 of WandaVision, nothing really happens. It's just setting up the show. Right? Nothing of actual substance happens.
I gotta say, when I was watching the first episode, I was wondering if this was just like a gimmick that was gonna go away. Like, okay, this is kind of weird that they're doing it like this, especially with the laugh track and stuff.
Yeah.
But I get it that they're kind of living in this alternate reality and they're not really in the real world, and something is going on. You kind of get more hints of it in the second episode with the whispering, and you see the little Hydra sign on the commercial. You're like, oh, okay.
Okay, so you have a couple of different interesting things, right? Because you have the watch, which is Strucker.
Yeah, that's true, and it has a Hydra logo on it.
Baron Van Strucker, right? Like,
right.
Then you have the little helicopter she finds in the second one. If you look real hard, it's got the sword logo on it, and and there's a, I'm gonna call it the beekeeper, right? At the end of the second one, has the sword logo on the back, right? So there's been a couple of instances of sword, and I think so. There's definitely like a what was Shield now sword like vibe to like something's going on, and they hint to it, and they're doing really well at that, like that they're playing this whole like life thing, and then there's this underlying like weirdness. Can I tell you my main complaint about this show though?
Yes.
I don't like how they changed. Like, I really enjoyed Vision from the movies. He is like, and I get that it may be because it's not actually him, right? In the alternate reality, like he's like a construct, but he is not. I don't like how he's being portrayed in this one. He's not Vision, right?
Yeah. This almost feels like we're in Wanda's mind, and this is like her perceived
of what he is,
of what happened after Infinity War. Yeah, and because she killed Vision, so maybe this is like her way of escaping that reality. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's just the whole aspect of like Vision being kind of this more goofy. Like I liked how he was portrayed more in the movies, where he was more kind of like stoic, serious, but he still was able to like have banter. In this one, he just seems like a bumbling idiot.
But Wanda's different too, right? She's going to like that tea party and like
she lost her accent. She lost her accent.
She lost that a while ago. She lost that after one movie.
But it's like completely gone now.
No, after one movie, they were like, "Stop doing that. Like that's not good. You don't sound remotely Eastern European. You're an Olsen, for God's sakes. You're related to the Olsen twins. Fuck that shit and like cut that shit off."
And we don't know how long they've been there, but it seems like they don't even really care about what happened prior to getting there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's been no acknowledgement of any of that stuff, really.
Other
right?
than
like, other than Thanos.
other than kind of like the hints, like where it keeps panning out to like somebody watching what they're watching on TV.
That was after the first episode, yeah.
At the first episode, and then she says at the thing, you see the beekeeper, right? She's like, no, and it rewinds and like changes the story, right? So there's definitely something weird going on, and people are watching. And again, I'm gonna drop things. Was that the voice on the radio, right? When it's "Help Me, Rhonda" on the thing, and you have like the like who's doing this to you comes out of the radio, like someone's talking to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was that Jimmy Woo? Was that Randall Park?
That's what people are thinking. They don't know for sure.
It's in the trailer, so it would make sense.
It sounds like him. Like I've heard his. I've watched enough of the Fresh Off the Boat to recognize his voice enough. Where I'm like, I was like, I think that's him, but like I'm not 100% sure. So like we do have some whole like reoccurring characters potentially on the real world side that we may run into at some point.
Yeah, well, he's in the trailer because yesterday afternoon after I had watched those 2 episodes, like on Facebook or something, the trailer popped up, so I watched it again. It has a different context watching it after you've seen the first 2 episodes as it did, a month ago. And he's definitely in it. He's like running down the street or something, so that would totally make sense.
Exactly. So like, but I was wondering, is that him? Like, are they going to try to find a way to like bop him into the show?
Yeah, probably.
And so here's, I guess, thing. Are we actually going to get AIM in this one?
What is AIM? Those yellow guys?
That's another part of Hydra, right?
Yeah, kind of. It's like that's like MODOK and everything, right? So I'm wondering if like, because they kind of have the beekeeper-y type of outfit.
True.
So I'm wondering if like, are we going to potentially get that? Like, because I love the actress that plays her neighbor, and I can't remember what her name is, but the neighbor
Agnes on the show.
Agnes on the show, right, where she comes in, she even hints, she's like, "Oh, like you're like the main character or whatever, like the star of the show." That kind of hint, like I have a feeling like that's not actually a person that's like fake, but that's like legitimately like a person that's showing like in that reality.
Trailer, right? There's one point where like Vision, I think, is at her window, and she's like, "You're one of the Avengers." Like that's her saying that. So yeah, you're onto something.
Like I'm sure. I think that Agnes is like a real person, like navigating that world, and is like trying to be in there or whatever.
And so is the girl from the second episode who's in the magic act with them, right? Like who Vision makes. Appear, I guess she's behind the stage and goes in the box. Yeah, like she's got a bigger role in it too. So I feel like right, you're saying like I don't understand why there was really 2 episodes. I think the first episode is be like, hey, here's what we're doing. Second episode is really just to introduce us to the friend. That was it.
And it was just like throwing together like, hey, here's
a different type of show.
Here's thing and the whole introduction of color at the end, like. And
that was cool.
You start to see hints like it's cool. It has me intrigued. I will say that, but again, it pissed me off that it was only a 20-minute and then a 25-minute episode. Like
it felt like it went like
we went back way too quick
today, and I was making sure that we were actually talking about this tonight, and I wasn't sure if I was going to get through it, and then I started watching it. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll get through this, no problem."
That's why I wasn't worried when you're like, "I haven't seen it yet." I'm like, "Just turn it on. You'll knock it out in an hour."
Yeah,
less than an hour
for sure. Yeah,
less than an hour, it was done.
Ed brings up it kind of had a Pleasantville feeling to it. Remember
the
Tobey
Maguire? Yeah,
not
it
yet.
Was, I got to say, it was completely unexpected. The whole direction of the show and the way it's set up, and just like I said, the laugh track.
Yeah.
It's funny at some points, but not everything's funny. And some things are just kind of over the top. Like that part where he's singing as his boss is at his house and trying to distract his boss from not seeing his wife.
But that's very like 50s or 60s sitcom. Like that's right. Like I really appreciated the effort that they did. To make it feel like the period, right? Bad jokes.
So it's true. It felt extremely authentic.
Right. Yeah. Right. If you go into the second episode, right, the whole joke is like Vision being a robot back in the 60s, they would have thought, well, robots run by gears. What can jam up gears? Gum, right?
Yeah.
You'd think like Vision, as he's built, gum would not hurt him, right?
If I look,
that was weird.
A 1970s robot, though, or a 1960s robot would get gummed up with gum in his gears, right? That would have been a whole thing back in the day. So like the joke is period accurate to like the sitcoms of that day.
It's just a really weird show, and kind of like you said, to give us 2 episodes and have not a lot happen, like it was a weird feeling when that second one was over. I'm just like
so to say not a lot happened though, it's just
there's a lot
of it happens, but not a lot of it you're like, what?
They did that magic act. That wasn't fun. I didn't even appreciate that part.
So the whole thing of like they're trying to like, it shows them trying to like integrate like into society, right? There's a pregnancy at the end of the second one. Like there's a whole bunch of things that happen in in it, but a lot of it you're like, is this like what is this? Like what is this?
Like so for so, and this is where the comics really, like I said, if you know the comics, like I said, this is where the show gets really kind of exciting and gets really kind of twisted at. So the whole theory was right. I said this is going to be Marvel's House of M, and so House of M is basically based upon the fractured mind of Scarlet Witch. Yeah, and basically it starts cool. It starts to split off, like I said, in regards to basically like I said, like how she gets pregnant and things like that. So for example, like I said, once she got pregnant in the episode, it basically planted the seed for Marvel's next big bad. I said, which is going to be Mephisto. I said if they're tying that to basically Doctor Strange,
right?
In the Multiverse of Madness, they've already kind of like laid the kind of some of the groundwork that Mephisto is going to be one of the big bads in Doctor Strange. Uh-huh. So in the comics, Mephisto actually is the one who actually impregnates Scarlet Witch. So if you think about it, it's a Vision, it's a robot. Like I said, he's not going to be able to procreate,
right? But they make like the fake, the weird fake babies or whatever.
Yeah. So she's actually going to have twins.
The biggest, she is going to have twins, of course.
Are these twins famous in other comics, or
yeah?
Are they famous in Full House?
Can
Mary Kate actually play the twins?
Yeah. So they're going to have the twins, right? But
family reunion.
Here's the thing, though, that I don't get, because one of the biggest things for House of M was Marvel. Just background, that was Marvel's attempt because they had too many mutants, right? Like Marvel had written too many superheroes where they're like, half of the world is now a superhero, right? Based on the Marvel rules, they're like, we done fucked up. Like there's too many different superpowered individuals. House of M was them rectifying it, right? Most people get depowered. That was their way to kind of balance the scales back again. So like I don't think at this point they needed a true House of M. And since X-Men and mutants aren't part of the MCU yet, I think it's too early to do an MC like the House of M, unless that's how you're going to introduce mutants.
I think that's the opposite. I think it's going to be the opposite. I think that's how they're going to introduce mutants, because the realities, like I said, I think the catalyst I said for like the realities like fracturing. I said it's between the snap and Scarlet Witch going like loco and crazy, and that's
probably because she murdered Vision, so it made her crazy.
But he came right back and then died again. So
but that might even fuck you up even more.
Yeah. Right. But here's the other question I have though: is like comic book. We're talking comic book Scarlet Witch versus MCU Scarlet Witch. Vastly different power set, right? And an ability. Like if they're gonna say this, like, where did this Scarlet Witch come from? Because House of M Scarlet Witch was Omega level mutant from the get-go. MCU Scarlet Witch is like, I can break some shit with my mind by doing funny little like hand motion things. Like never was like that powerful to
that's what
reality alteration.
Well, but if you notice though, right? Like so over the course of the movies that she's been in, she's gotten more and more powerful as things have,
but it's never
progressed.
She has gotten more powerful, but it's never been reality alteration, right, that they've ever shown. And that's where I get to think, it's like
she's going toe to toe with Thanos in Endgame.
Yeah, well, and
for
I literally
second.
think he goes crazy.
Yeah, like again, I agree, but like her power is exponentially jumped, right?
Yeah.
Just suddenly for the show. If that's the case, if it's inside her own head, I think that's okay.
Well, I think it's exponentially jumped, but then she can't control it, which is she tries to control it with the basically her way of controlling it is throughout this show. It's trying to basically, like I said, recapture basically the essence of who she actually is.
That's an interesting theory.
Apparently,
I could totally see it.
Sokovians watched a lot of sitcoms.
I could totally just see being the setup for Doctor Strange. Like Jeremy said, it leads right into the plot line of that movie.
Yeah, or Spider.
Doctor Strange is probably going to like maybe rescue her from what she is doing right now.
Yeah,
could be. Doesn't Spider-Man come out first? But that's a multiverse kind of thing too.
Yeah,
that's going to have that one's crazy too. I don't know if we've talked about that, but like all the people that are going to be in that.
We haven't talked.
Fox.
Yeah, we talked a little bit. I remember we talked Jamie Foxx, but like Daredevil was pretty much confirmed.
Alfred Molina came back. He's coming back as Doc Ock.
Alfred Molina as Doc Ock. I mean, is he going to be old Doc Ock then, or? I mean, that's kind of weird.
You just dye Alfred Molina's hair black. He's fine. He does, like, if you look at him now, he does not look that much different. Other than like, just make sure you have a good dye job and you're good.
Yeah.
Could it lead to Superior Spider-Man with Doc Ock as Spider-Man? So, is that superior?
I would like that. Is superior. Yeah, it is superior. I would like that, but that's going to be. So I say we need a Superior Spider-Man movie. However, we don't have that needs its own movie, right? That needs to be its own thing. And I think that we don't have enough to lead into that quite yet. Because we don't have an actual MCU Doc Ock yet.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then kind of just circling back, right? So another reason why me thinks this is like a House of M type story is because they're doing Secret Invasion as a TV series.
Oh yeah.
So I think, like I said, they need some way to bring I said mutants into the world, right? And so I think this is their way of basically like taking a Marvel story, taking some of the core aspects of it, tweaking it a little bit, and then doing the opposite.
So we got to go through news though, because there is an additional news piece, I think, because it does confirm that mutants are in some way, shape, or form coming to the MCU, because Deadpool 3 was announced, it is officially part of the MCU and will maintain its R rating. That's probably going to be in like 2-3 years, right? They're still in the writing stages right now, but they did confirm there is going to be a Deadpool 3 that will be part of the MCU. Deadpool cannot exist without mutants. So I mean, but again, a fourth wall breaking person coming in as part of the MCU, it's fine, right? Deadpool is the one little like we can play it as part of the MCU and not give a shit, but it does bring in the fact that mutants are going to be coming.
I gotta say, I'm surprised that Disney allowed the R rating, because I figured that was going to get at least PG-13.
Money.
Money.
I never expected. Deadpool 1 was more violent and more graphic than I expected it would be.
And it's probably because it made more money than Passion of the Christ. So they looked at it and they're going, "Oh shit, we can actually make money with these rated R movies."
But it's
the reason why none of them went rated R was because they didn't think they could ever make money with the rated R ones.
I think they're so crazy about the brand and what the brand represents and making sure it's for children that I think a lot of their movies are geared that way, just to make sure they don't alienate children or make it something that children can't.
Here's the thing, though, if you look at like some of the MCU shit, though, that like just take the MCU and some of the things that happen coming up into that, like you have definite like death and murder, like you have drug and alcohol use, like they're kind of stretching their family friendly line a little bit with some of the MCU things.
Well, Nate, even I said you even said it yourself, so not to alienate. You know, said aliens are now a part. Of Disney. There's a confirmed alien show that they're developing for Disney Plus.
Oh, that's true. Mm-hmm.
Right. So, which means, so here's the thing. Here's the question I have. If that's the case, I'm giving some silence here for this one here. Does that mean that we actually can say that when in Alien 3, because she has the queen in her chest, does that mean Ripley is a Disney princess?
The alien queen is a Disney princess.
Well, does that mean Ripley, because it's in her thing, like she's carrying the queen, is Ripley a Disney princess? I say yes.
Yeah, technically.
Sure,
Does that mean Ellen Ripley is a fucking Disney princess? Because I'm going to say 100%.
Get away from her, you bitch.
Yeah, like, yeah. Which is so here's where they can go with that though. Like you say, like they have Deadpool as the character. They don't have to bring that to Disney Plus. They can keep Disney Plus as its own separate thing. Like we see, like Aliens is part of the whole Disney thing, but they pushed that to HBO Max, right? So they have a whole other avenue to release.
I can just see it now. Disney Plus adults, Disney Plus sports. You know, it's like
they already have Disney Plus sports. It's ESPN Plus.
Yeah,
all these different extensions of Disney Plus. Well, pay $5 for these additional add-ons.
Yeah, I'm going to bring up a thing for violence. We watch Thanos get legit decapitated.
Huh.
Well, I told Tyler, good,
overseas,
very true.
Right? So because overseas, I said they don't have, like I said, necessarily, I said Hulu in all markets. So there's Disney Plus, and then there's a subsection of Disney Plus called Star. And Star basically is holding us at a lot of their Fox properties, like 24 and like stuff that doesn't necessarily fit on Disney Plus. However, I said the way Star is launching, it's actually inside the Disney Plus app. So I think what will probably end up happening is I said, well, no. Here's the thing. So I think Disney Plus, the way of the future of Disney Plus is it's going to force you to create a profile of where basically you'll have a profile where you can see basically this R-rated content, and then profiles that are basically like family-friendly profiles.
I mean, that's what Netflix has it. HBO Max has that.
So, because if you think about it, right, like if you go back to certain things, like I'm going to talk. Let's just talk for rated content, because I'm going to say you should allow Deadpool on there, because you got Indiana Jones, right, series on Disney Plus, which has Nazis getting their head chopped off by propellers and the whole Kali Ma like pulling the guy's heart out.
Indiana Jones is on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
It's
all Lucasfilm.
That's Lucasfilm, dude. There's a fucking Disney Indiana Jones right at Disney.
Oh, man. All right.
With
Indiana
Jones.
Yeah.
Welcome to the thing, like animatronic. It's the worst animatronic in Disneyland. Indy that sits there and talks to you. Yeah. I want you to go to the thing. Watch out.
Whoa. Watch out.
In that shitty Jeep that they make you do, and he's like,
this thing feels real rickety. Rickety.
Yeah. Oh, good lord.
That's funny. So, overall thoughts on WandaVision so far? Rate it.
So,
Larry, rate it.
Me rated like B. Like it was good, but it wasn't great. So real quick,
3.5. Like, what's a B
out
of 5?
Yeah,
4. Like
4. It's a 4 out of 5. Like I appreciated that we got MCU characters outside of the traditional MCU themes and stories. Like it was cool to see Vision go to work at the office where they don't do anything.
Where he's very curious as to like, what exactly do we do here?
Because I'm pretty sure the Dick Van Dyke Show, like they worked at some agency that they didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
Something like that, right? It's been a really long time since I watched.
I'm not sure what we're doing here.
Yeah, I feel like he had a job where they never really explained what he did, so that was like
and he was just there,
a reference to that. Yeah,
just filling out forms.
Jeremy, what do you think?
Yeah.
What's your rating, Jeremy?
I'm a 4 out of 5, just because for 2 different reasons. One, I really like old TV shows, and I said. The fact that I have to give it to Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany. I said to really change up their acting from one show to the next show to actually fit the style of the show of the older TV show. Like it fit really, really good. So I said I had to give him props for that. But then too, right? I said just being able to actually see basically all these little Easter eggs throughout. I said the show, for example, like the calendar, right? So you have the calendar 8/23. I said, and then Baron Strucker's watch 8/23. Like I said, it's actually pointing to the 8, and so if you go to look at Baron Strucker's watch in the commercial, it's pointing to the 8, and then it's pointing to the 2 and the 3.
What does that mean?
So and also the other clue,
right? I said 8/23. I said as a European date as 23/8, which is episode Avengers 238, which is where Monica Rambeau comes in and actually revives Vision.
Yeah. So.
Interesting.
So we actually might get the revive of Vision. So here's the other question I have is I've always wondered is this actually in Vision's head as he's getting rewritten?
Could be.
But the other thing I actually very much enjoyed, which I think is a clue, is you go back and watch the Stark ad for the toaster.
That was cool.
Yeah.
It keeps saying in there, forget the past. Forget the past. Right?
Yeah.
And it has that weird beeping, but it keeps saying forget the past. So I'm wondering if that has something to do.
Yeah.
So
you have Avengers 238.
Cool.
Or 23. So 20, and then basically, and then you have Vision. Basically, Vision comes back, and then I said it's a direct tie to Monica Rambeau.
Yeah.
Yeah, there she is on the cover.
Scott, what's your rating?
So if we just took it as a 2 episodes only, I would give it a 2.5. Except for the fact that there's all these little Easter eggs and there's these hints to other things. I give it a 4 because it actually has me waiting for next week. I have not had a show that I've been I cannot wait for Friday because I want to see what's going to happen. They did a really good job of just teasing just enough to.
I couldn't wait to watch it. So
yeah.
Same. I'm excited for Friday.
Yeah.
So
I think our friend Tyler Calvert in the chat's already seen it because he commented earlier that it was a short. At least episode 3 is another short episode.
I'm gonna kind of agree with Scott. Before I talk to you guys, and after just watching the first 2 episodes, it kind of surprises me on what I was getting because I don't know, I didn't expect that format. I like it. I think it's cool, but it's definitely kind of more of a niche. I don't know if everybody's going to appreciate it, just get, the quality that we've pulled from it out of our talking, oh yeah, it matches this sitcom. It really matches that style. I don't know if the general fan of Marvel is going to be oh, this is really cool because of these reasons.
Yeah, dude, 100%. I asked my wife if she was going to watch it and she was like, no, it looks dumb. And that was after I had seen the first 2 episodes. I'm if you thought the trailers and stuff looked dumb, I'm I'll let you know if it gets good and you need to watch it, but I'm this isn't for you.
It's funny that you mentioned that because my wife came into the room when I was watching it and she's like, what is this? This looks really weird.
Yeah.
So Tyler's dropping some bombs here, by the way, because I know that he's gotten some.
Oh, okay.
The 3rd episode was his favorite out of the first 3. So,
so I'm going to say
I will wait. I'm excited.
I gave it a 3. Just on my initial reaction from the first 2, but I will say after learning what I've learned on this episode tonight, I am more excited to see where it goes.
There is a lot more at play here than Disney is letting on. I think Jeremy can agree with me on that one, right? There is a lot more at play right now with this series.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me excited. I want to see where it goes.
But as a casual Marvel fan, somebody who has seen most of the movies, you probably went and saw Endgame day 1 and you're oh, cool, a new Marvel show on Disney Plus. I have Disney Plus. You go and hit play and you get this black and white thing with Scarlet Witch and Vision, 2 kind of minor characters. How do you think they felt? Do you think they
not really acting like themselves?
Yeah,
there's no action. They're trying to be different people.
Kevin Feige confirmed that there's action. This is the last 3 episodes of the season. I said are full on Marvel battle type.
That's probably where she starts to break out.
Yeah,
I'm assuming,
which makes sense. Yeah.
But
do you think people were going to stick with this, or are they going to wait for the hype to build and then come back?
I think Marvel has done such a good job of creating a consistent following that people are just willing to eat up whatever they can to get MCU material. There's a lot of people I follow on Instagram that are big comic fans, and like, you know, whether or not you like WandaVision, I love seeing more stuff from the MCU.
It's true, and it's been almost right. It's been months,
over a year. It's been over a year.
It has been over a year.
People are fiending for it. Like, we're gonna get Black Widow hopefully pretty soon. We're gonna get.
Y'all got any more of that MCU?
Yeah.
I need about superheroes.
So hopefully they give us, you know, Winter Soldier and Falcon soon.
Yeah,
March.
Yeah, it's
I'm
right
really
after
excited
this.
for that. I feel like that's going to be really good. I hope
Yeah,
Black Widow's good.
It will.
Yeah, so the rumor was, I said that Falcon and Winter Soldier should butt up right to the end of this. So the reason why they dropped 2 episodes now is basically to keep the timeline, so that way basically Kevin Feige said, like, hey, there's going to be new Marvel content every week this year.
Thank God.
So if that's the case,
we'll have a lot to talk about.
I will keep my Disney Plus subscription if that's the case.
I just think for your very first episode of an MCU TV show, episode 1 of WandaVision was a really weird and strange choice to make your very first thing be like, here's our Marvel content on Disney Plus, and you get black and white.
I agree, because you ran from such a high of Mandalorian and what the quality was of that show, and then you go into something that just feels so different. But I think that's what they're going for. They want their shows to feel different.
Well, and you also have to remember too, I said this wasn't supposed to be the first show. The first show was supposed to be Falcon and Winter Soldier, which had to get pushed back for filming because of the pandemic. So
which makes more sense.
Which I think WandaVision can happen on a closed set, right? It's much more easy to film.
Well, that, and I think that, like I said, like, okay, how do we rejigger things to keep basically the timeline? I said of things going on, because right now, like I said, I think that's what's more difficult about the MCU, right? Is because all these shows are interdependent upon, like I said, these other shows, especially when you're doing TV shows connected to movies, and then
it makes it
vice
hard.
versa, right? It gets hard, and so I think that's cut that clip out. I said it gets hard to do that, and so what ends up happening, right, is, like I said, he's just like, okay, what do we do? So it wouldn't surprise me, like I said, if, like I said, there were some slight reshoots or Easter eggs that were, like I said, put at some of the end of these shows. I said, honestly, probably last episode of WandaVision will probably have some huge connection teaser it's going to lead into Doctor Strange. Like, it's probably, I said, I bet you right now, honestly, I bet you Benedict Cumberbatch shows up as Doctor Strange.
Shows up at the end.
He's going to show up. I'll bet money on it right now.
That would be amazing.
That he's going to show up at the end of the show.
Because it was probably filming around the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, can we talk real quick about Chris Evans signing another contract or whatever to be Captain America?
Man, they backed up a dump truck full of money and said, "Please come back."
Yeah, and of course he said yes, because
of course. How many zeros in that check?
He did his directing, right? He did his acting in other movies and went, I'm not getting the fandom that I'm used to.
I like money.
I like money. I just watched Idiocracy, right, the other day when he's like, he's Dax Shepard. I like money.
Now I want some Gatorade.
He's like, yeah, I like money. Like, that's exactly what it was. They went, here's a couple million. He's like, no, it's not enough. I'm good. I'm gonna do my own thing. They're like, here's 5 times that much money. He went, all right, I'm gonna come back as Captain America.
I think Multiverse of Madness, like we've kind of talked about, is sort of like a reset point where they're gonna use it to create other things that happen, and probably turning back time for Captain America or somehow affecting him.
Well, multiverse, it's just Captain America from another Earth.
Or that too. Or before he goes back.
Where Thanos never got the stones, right? Like, there's going to be something weird.
No, it's easy, right? That's how you can easily bring back Scarlett Johansson too, if you want Black Widow. It's Earth 76, or I don't know what they call it in MCU. I only know
old man Cap was actually a Skrull.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Old man Johnny Storm.
they could do that, but like,
right? I want to see Jessica Alba.
Here's the thing: that Marvel already broke their rules with introducing time travel first, because any dead character, we just went back in time and grabbed them, and then we'll just once the show's done, we'll drop them back into their original time, right?
Yeah. Like we talked about that before.
You've already ruined a lot of shit with time travel, so. I hate to say it, like, you don't start with fucking time travel. Like, give us some other shit first, and then do your time travel.
I saw somebody post somewhere on the internet that it would be cool to see a show, like a 6-episode show about Cap, where he goes back and returns each of the 6 Infinity Stones. Like each episode is just one, right? Him going back or whatever. Yeah, exactly, right? Because it can't be that easy. So that could be interesting.
Like I said, how did you return the stone on Boromir? Like so that plain and simple. Yeah. That's just the question I want to answer.
I want to see it because who's the guardian on Boromir? Like he shows up, he's like, "Oh, fucking Red Skull, you're here!" Like my mortal enemy.
Yeah,
that'll load would be a good 6-episode show.
Great interaction.
Josh says he wants Kang to show up. For Kang to show up, though, we have to bring in mutants because specifically, you can't have Kang without Cyclops.
For Kang to show up, you have to have Kodos.
Yeah. Yes. There you go. All right.
Don't blame me.
Yeah.
All right. With that, Larry, do your thing.
With that, you love spending time on Instagram. You should follow us at STS Guys. And you know what? We're also on Twitter at STS Guys. And we're on Facebook at the STS Guys. And I'm Larry from the STS Guys. Chilling like a villain.
I was waiting for you to do your other show. I
I know, but that's the one where you just say it. I always forget to say that one, though.
Right, chilling like a villain. There we
go. And if you like podcasts, I'm not sure
I do.
I do. But
I do. I'm a big fan.
Our friends, they have podcasts. We have friends. Check out Talking Pops. You definitely want to be checking out Talking Pops because they're going to be recapping all of the announcements from Funko Fair that's coming up this week. So that's fun, right? Toy Fair got canceled, so we're getting Funko Fair virtually. So check them out. Check out Pop Collectors Alliance, the Four Dorksmen Geek Together, Secondary Heroes, the Average Nerd Podcast, Nerdy Curious, Movie Retakes with our friend Sully, Toy Rewind Podcast. Can never do too many shout outs for those guys. 3 beers and a mic. And as is tradition, one day, Scott and I will return with the Totally Rad Movie Podcast. I just have to drive the 9 minutes to his house to drop off that Blu-ray that Ed let us borrow.
Yep.
9 minutes.
And I have to find a Blu-ray player because none of mine made the move.
Oh, no. Well, your PS5 should be
PS5. PS5 can do it.
Yeah, PS5. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I've been loving that. That's great. I got that recently and been playing it.
What have you been playing?
I've actually been playing Cyberpunk because I was playing it on PS4 and I wanted to continue, but I'm really, really eager to start Miles Morales. I'm just afraid when I do, I won't go back to Cyberpunk.
No, dude, I'm telling you right now, exactly, because Miles Morales said I'll probably end up beating it tonight. It's super short.
Like, I heard it's
super short.
All right, I might just play because I really want to play. Wait, you regret what?
Damien from Geek Together Kids finished it the first weekend. So
oh my god,
I'm an hour in and 20% done.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's a little sad. But I want to get. I want to get Demons.
I went back to Red Dead Redemption 2, so I was like, I want something that'll take up my time.
Cyberpunk's been much more enjoyable on the PS5 because it ran so shitty on the 4.
It runs shitty on the 4, but mine keeps crashing every like 30 minutes.
Mine does crash every once in a while.
So I'm like, fuck that. Like I've lost a lot of progress. So I'm like, fuck you guys. Okay.
I've been playing Cyberpunk on. Well, real quick on the Cyberpunk front, right? So I've been playing on the Series X. So I'm like, I have an Xbox Series X too. So I've been playing that. Runs buttery smooth on there because you can actually switch between the modes of performance.
So my problem isn't performance crashes on the PS5. It's like things of like, I go to open a door and my thing just is like, oh, you open that door, fucking crash, lost 30 minutes of progress.
It's because you haven't bought enough dildos. There's so many dildos in that game. There's so many dildos.
So many dildos and people wearing booty shorts and like...
and people having sex.
So, yeah, it's a very interesting game.
A lot of dildos. All
right, Larry, continue with your show. We interrupted.
Oh, yeah. So, abbreviated version. Well, real quick, stick around because we're going to rate Andrew J. No on Twitch. He's a good guy. But buy your Funko Pops at shumistore.com. Enter code STS Guys, save 10%. Buy some t-shirts because we all can't have STS Guys t-shirts, or maybe we can. But anyway, go to animatedapparelcompany.com, enter code STS Guys, you're going to save 10%, and you're going to get free shipping. Animated Apparel Company, it's the best.
It's the best. Scott.
God damn it.
It's the best.
Wait. There we go.
Yeah,
it's the best.
Killed it.
Thank you, chat, for hanging
I
out.
was responding to Baby Light and I was trying to type at the same time.
Jeremy, get us the hell out of here.
Let's go. We're done.
We're done.
For episode 161 of the STS Guys, I've been Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Night, guys. I've been Nate.
And I'm Scott.
And we're the STS Guys. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The STS Guys, the podcast with 100% more dildos.
Oh, God.
I like those.